Hello, welcome to another How to Code Well video tutorial. My name is Peter Fisher. Today we're going to take a look at a question asked on the 10th MySQL video console tutorial. That was how to select records from a MySQL table. The question was asked by Steve Baker, and he's asking how to select records from the MySQL table based on the created date when you're only caring about the date instead of the time. So the table that we created on the 10th video, we had the created and updated dates set to the current timestamps. So that included the time as well as the date. So Steve here is asking, how do we run a select query and where we're reducing the return records to those that contain just a certain date, so we don't care about the time. How do we go about doing this? He's suggesting one of the ways could be to use a wildcard after the date. Now, I suppose you could do that, but remember that these are date time fields. They're not strings. I'll demonstrate a couple of ways to do that in a minute. There is a couple of functions that we'll also play with as well. So okay, so we're in the console right now, and if I just did let me just do a describe of the table just to get everyone up to speed. So we're going to describe the customer again. And we can see that these are the fields that Steve's talking about, the created underscore date and the updated underscore date. They both have a type of date time, so they're not varchars, they're not strings, they are date times, okay? Their default is current timestamps, and the extra on the updated one is a current timestamp too. So if we just did a normal, we're just going to do a select all from customer, we'll see what we get. Okay, so here we've got the date times, and they're done in this format. So you've got the date first, and then a space, and then the time. So how do we do a select query where we're only wanting to select records that were created on a certain date? So we don't care about the time in which they were done. So to do that, we could use the date function that MySQL has. There's two functions. There's the date function and there's the time function. So I'm going to show you both ones. So what we would do here is we would do select, actually let me just clear that screen down so we have, actually no, sorry, bring that back up. So select all from customer, where, and now what we want to do is we want to use the date function. So we do date, and then we open the parentheses and we supply the field that has the date time. So in this case we're going to do created underscore date. So created underscore date, and then we're going to equal that to be one of these dates. So let's pick this one. This one was one I just entered into the table. Okay, so notice I haven't selected the time here. I'm only doing it by date. So let's run that, see what we get. So here we've only returned the Tony Stark record ID of 4, and we've returned that because that's the only one that was created on that particular date. Okay. If we were to do this with just a general query, then we will potentially pull back different records because of their different times. I'll just get onto that in a mo. Let me just show you what the time function, shall we? So let's do select all from customer where time, and we're going to focus on, let's say, this one for instance. So 1300 hours, where time is equal to that. Okay, so let's run that query, and we can see that both records that were returned have the time of 13, 15, 25. That was perhaps not the best one to demonstrate, but let's clear the screen and let's do another example. So let's run the first one. So where time is equal to this one here, because there's only one record, like so. Okay, so only one record has been returned, but if I was to scroll up and say, let's find all records that have the time of anywhere in the 10th hour, then what I would do is do the like query. So we remove the equal sign and put in the like. We remove the minutes and the seconds, and we put in the percentage, which is the like. So anything after the 10 hours, obviously this is going to get anything in different dates that were done in the 10th hour. And we run this, and we can see that we've pulled these two back, and we've pulled these two back because both of them have the time of 10. Likewise, we can do this, let's just run that back. Likewise, we can do this with the dates. So let's see, we've got two dates here. So the 8th, let's try that. So let's go back a bit. So we've got date, and instead of date equals, we're going to do date is like. Now this is going to be slightly different because it's 08 that we're looking for, and it's going to be on the 5th month. And we're just going to do that in any year. Okay, so that would, if we had different records of different years, that would potentially get everything that was created on the 8th of the 5th of any year. And because it's of any year, it's because I've got the percentage in here. Okay, so that's the wild card. Okay, so I hope that better explains how I would search for records using particular dates and particular times. Remember, the danger of using the like is because you might return more records than you potentially need. So if you know that you want to select records of a specific date, then I wouldn't bother with the like clause. I would just run the date like that, for example. Okay, so I hope that's helped. If you've got any more questions, then please let me know. Happy coding. Thank you for watching. Please click the like button if you found it useful, and make sure to subscribe to get the next tutorial. If you have any comments, questions or queries, then please leave them in the comments section below. Alternatively, you can tweet them to my Twitter handle, which is PFWD. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.